Hi everybody, this is Azariel Flame here with Northwich Magic Co. and today I am doing a Q&A from some questions that were asked in Patreon. This is going to be split up into one video per question, so there will be a few videos today, and then I am also going to be shooting some more videos for the continuation of the practices that we have been doing in Patreon. So if you are a patron, you can look for that later today or tomorrow once I'm done editing these videos, and that will be that. So the first question that we've got today is from Starseed, and Starseed asks, was it a singular paradigm shift or multiple things over time which pointed you towards your path today? Well, this is kind of a loaded question, so this is going to probably be a little bit of a longer video. My path started very early in my life. I started practicing magic and witchcraft when I was 11 years old, and I have been practicing ever since. There was a singular paradigm shift that led to that, and that was from the lovely Lutheran Church. So I had been going to church for a couple years at this point and was part of a Bible study group with the pastor, and we got to a point where they were talking about baptism and how we needed to get ready for confirmation and to prepare for our own baptism and everything. And this is when I was let know that if you are not baptized, you go straight to hell, no matter how old you are. I had two infant siblings at this time. One of them was a year old and one of them was 2. And so my immediate question was, so do babies go to hell? What happens if I'm in a car accident with my family tomorrow and my brother and sister die? And I got a resounding yes, they will burn in hell for all of eternity and be tortured over and over and over again because their parents did not make the choice to save their souls for them. They are born in sin and they are just horrible fucking people, even though they can't make any decisions for themselves. At which point I then said, okay, so what is entailed in baptism? And he said, well, you have holy water and then you are dressed and bathed in the holy water and you are blessed in the name of the Trinity and you are then absolved of all sin. And so I said, okay, well, how do I get this holy water? Can anybody make it? And he actually admitted that yes, anybody can make holy water. So I asked him how he does it. And he told me, and he gave me the formula and let me read the ritual on how to do it. And of course, me being a smartass, I immediately took that ritual and walked over to the sink and performed the ritual and blessed the tap water that was coming out. And I baptized myself right then and there in front of the entire congregation and said, there you go, my brother and sister will no longer fucking burn in hell, and I am done with this shit. And then I was asked to never come back. So that is how my path started. After that, of course, I really didn't want anything to do with any Abrahamic religion for a long time after that. I held a lot of deep-seated resentment, which I no longer hold. As you can see, I'm wearing a crucifix right now. I do magic with the saints. So there is kind of a full circle that has happened with that, which I'll get into in a minute. But basically, that is what started my spiritual journey. So then from there, I went to chapters, grabbed every book that I could afford on different religions. I started reading on Hinduism and Buddhism and Shintoism, and I started looking into witchcraft and whatever. There wasn't a lot of witchcraft options at this time. Most of the spiritual witchcraft magic kind of things were actually kept behind the counter in a locked cupboard. It was kind of faux pas to even go and ask for these. So I worked up the courage to go up and grab some books on Wicca and on different forms of traditional witchcraft and started studying, and I spent years learning about these different things. I also, at this time, got my first initiation into Reiki when I was 11 years old. I've been practicing ever since. I've been a Reiki master for over 15 years now, and I have been teaching for well over a decade. So that became its own thing into and of itself. I have been studying and practicing energy healing for over 20 years now, which is absolutely awesome and is a major part of my practice. But basically, I decided to start going to different temples and synagogues and everything else to see how things were done. Over this time, I spent time going to different retreats and learning from different teachers whenever I could. I spent a lot of time at the local rock and gem shop, and that's really where I cut my teeth in the magical community, and I learned a ton about rocks and gems and minerals and using them for magical purposes and creating crystal grids and mojo bags and all sorts of different things to better your life. Then I was about 14 when I started training formally in witchcraft. I found a local family coven that was a hereditary line, and they were willing to take me in and teach me. I ended up learning from them for 5 years and worked my way up through their entire degree system and passed all of my initiations that they gave me. So I have classical training in witchcraft as well. And then the chaos magic thing happened, and I dove in head first because I thought, this is freaking great. I can just decide today what I believe in, and I can make magic happen based on what I believe in. I started doing what is called paradigm shifting, where I would actually follow a set of beliefs for a week, a month, a year, and then I would completely throw all that shit in the trash, and I would start over with a new one and become a completely different person again. And this is really where I started to really come into my own with my magic and really develop my own magical practices. And then now I have gone completely full circle, and I am actually working the most with Saint Cyprian and doing a lot of magic with him. And I am also doing a lot of work with Hecate. So you could say the majority of my magical practice now is based on Cyprian and Hecate. And I also do a ton of work with elemental magic and elemental healing. I am also trained in shamanic empowerment and shamanic healing. So that is a major part of my practice as well. So I still am a very eclectic individual, but I no longer follow the chaos magic paradigm of nothing is real and everything is permitted. I actually do have set practices that I do, and that has kind of created what I am and who I am today. I am very grateful for my path. Without it, I would not have the knowledge, the experience, and the expertise that I have in the areas that I have. I do wish that I didn't operate out of anger for the first 10 years of my path, because that really hindered me and caused me to not be able to perform things the way that I should have been able to. So now in the last 10 years, I've really come into my own, and I am honestly at a very, very happy place with my practice. So it was kind of a number of paradigm shifts, if you will, but the biggest one was the kick in the ass from the church, and then realizing now later in life that it's not really what the church stands for. And if you know how to read the Bible like an occultist, there's a lot of really powerful good shit in there that you can use. So it's kind of taken me full circle, and I'm really, really happy for that, because like I say, my practice is flourishing. We now have a very successful magical business, and we are helping people all around the world with what we do. And I could not be more grateful and more happy for where I am. So I hope that this answers your question, Starseed, and if you need any follow-up on this, let me know and I will answer that for you. Thanks for tuning in for this Q&A, and I hope this has helped you to ignite the light within. Remember to sign up for Patreon if you like the content that we post. Give us a like on our videos, share them with your friends, and hit that little bell button to subscribe and get notifications. And give us comments. If you have any more questions you'd like to ask me or any of the other witches here at the shop, that would be absolutely fantastic, and we would love to hear from you in the comment section below. It also gives us a boost with the algorithm. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, not Twitter because we don't really check that. Other than that, I hope you all have a wonderful magical day, and I will talk to you in the next video.